Let's talk jumperoos, baby bouncers, all that kind of stuff. My name's Ruth from Health Visitor in England. Let's get into it. First things first, quick disclaimer. I'm just providing the up-to-date guidelines, evidence. You must make your own decision. I'm not here going to judge you. Health visitors aren't there to judge you. We're just to provide the up-to-date information. I'm going to provide it, then you can go on to make your own educated decision. I'm not telling you whether you should or shouldn't. This is just what the NHS says. I'm talking about these guys. So people, they tend to be convenient. You can put your baby in one place with the hope they're not going to move anywhere. I know why people use them, but this is what I'm talking about. They're not advised by the NHS for a few reasons. First one being a surprising amount of accidents happen in these jumperoos. There are some with wheels, there are some that can move, particularly if they're jumping and bouncing, it can move, it gains traction. There have been babies that have fallen down stairs, unfortunately, with them sat in them. There have been babies that have tried to climb out and got trapped. There have unfortunately been deaths in those instances. Of course, that they are rare, but more injuries than you probably realise can happen in these things. A particular study showed that there was 12 to 50% of babies sustained an injury sat in one of these jumperoos. There have been studies to show that it delays development or can delay development, particularly gross motor development, which is the big movements like walking, crawling, rolling, that's gross motor. So because the baby or child or toddler is not being allowed to move freely, there has been signs of, in some cases, developmental delay. Now, I'm talking here probably more hours of use, but these things are expensive, they're bulky. So if you're, personally, if you're only going to be using them for what's recommended 5 to 10 minutes a day, is it worth it? I don't know, you've got to make that own decision yourself. Another study did show that prolonged use for babies and toddlers encouraged tippy-toe walking because they weren't really having their feet flat on the floor so much. So that's another thing worth considering. And there was a study that showed that babies with their trunk, their ability to balance using their trunk was delayed or more delayed than babies who weren't, because they're just not being able to hold themselves freely. Now, this is different to the stuff that they walk along pushing. That's very different. That's absolutely fine in terms of being able to stand unaided, or without holding you, weight bearing, getting some confidence with walking. That's different to jumperoos. So yeah, jumperoos aren't recommended, but you must make your own decision. You must make your own decision, guys. As with all of parenting, pros and cons, risks to almost every decision, and you have to just weigh up those risks and decide whether you're willing to take them or not. Any other questions, please put them in the comments.